Well, good morning and welcome to day 12 of our fast. Look, you are officially over the hump, over halfway there. So today, as you prepare to start off your day with fasting and with prayer, just know that you are enduring to the end and that you're over halfway there for the goal that we have set. Now, as we start off today, we really want to look at service and serving. And of course, the best example that we can look to is Jesus. In John 13, verses 12 through 15, Jesus says this to his disciples: "Do you understand what I was doing? You call me teacher and Lord, and you're right, because that is what I am. And since I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you ought to wash each other's feet also. I have given you an example to follow, and do as I have done to you." Now, in order to truly feel the weight of Jesus' words and actions in this passage, we really need to see the whole context of what's going on in this event. Jesus is gathering together with his disciples just before his last Passover celebration here on earth. And in some of their final moments together, Jesus is giving them just another lesson on what he exemplified the most: humility and service. Now look, we all learn from an early age to mimic people's words and actions. And I love that Benin Hodges, our middle school pastor, gives a priceless example of this, that when he was a child, that he had one of those Fisher-Price ball popper lawnmowers. And they had found a video in an old box from the attic that showed Benin with his ball popper walking in the backyard behind his dad as he was mowing the yard. And here's the thing. Benin would tell you that he's not really sure that he treasured that toy because he loved cutting the grass as a young kid. But he loved that toy so much because he loved being like his dad and doing the things that his dad did. And as a Christ follower, he's not asking us to create a new formula on how to cut the grass ourselves. What Jesus is asking us to do is to follow in his footsteps and to do just as he has done. As he did a lot during his life, Jesus flipped the script on the disciples' selfish mindsets. And Jesus knew that, like all of mankind, that the disciples' hearts desired recognition. However, the mission of Jesus was not to teach the disciples to build themselves up, but literally to pour themselves out. And one of the ways that Jesus taught his disciples this was when he, the Lord of all creation, knelt down and one by one washed the disciples' feet. When he did this, Jesus physically displayed to his disciples the truth of humility and of service. You know, in Mark chapter 10, verse 45, Jesus says, "For even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve others, and to give his life as a ransom for many." And so for us today, let us be people who follow that example that Jesus gave for us, and let us walk in those footsteps of humility and those footsteps of service, just as Jesus did. So why do we serve? Because Christ served, and because he set the example for us. And so today, as you fast and as you pray, ask the Lord to give you examples of how you can serve today in humility. The Holy Spirit will lead you and use you today